I'm Roy Powers. Come ride with us.
The Vans Triple Crown of Surfing, presented by Rockstar Energy Drink. The Reef Hawaiian Pro from Haleiwa Zali'i Beach Park is brought to you by Nixon, GoPro, Cliff Bar, Surfline, Flowwater, State Farm, Roadrunner, Surfing Magazine, Hawaiian Airlines, Turtle Bay Resort, Climb On Products, Wave Jet Propulsion, JN Automotive Group, Hawaii Tourism Authority, Skull Candy, Supreme Sound, Oceanic Time Order Cable, and sanctioned by ASP Hawaii. Finally, it's November and time to migrate to the North Shore of Oahu and immerse yourself into the undisputed mecca of the surfing world. This is the most powerful breaking surf on the planet, and it starts at Haleiwa, the Reef Hawaiian Pro. Sunset Beach, the original big wave arena, is the second jewel on the Vans Triple Crown of Surfing. The Bonsai Pipeline is the most recognizable wave on the planet. It's here that the final stop of the Vans Triple Crown of Surfing takes place at the Billabong Pipeline Masters. 7 miles of spectacular coastline and waves, warm water, tropical trade winds, swaying palm trees. Definitely this is paradise.
G'day, good morning, and once again a big aloha. My name's Heath Walker. I'm here joined with Shay Lopez. We are at the Reef Hawaiian Pro, the first event of the Vans Triple Crown of Surfing presented by Rockstar Energy Drink. Shay, day 7 today. Similar conditions, looks pretty small out there.
Yeah, continued little pulse of that northwest swell. We've been catching some waves on the other side, and you know, it's Haleiwa. It doesn't pick up as much swell, but we have fun waves on tap for the rest of the North Shore. Right now, though, we're gonna see what Marty has to say about it.
Hey Shay, Nutty, how's it going? Day 7 of the waiting period, down here at Haleiwa. Beautiful day. Feels like July, I'll tell you. And it looks like July out here. We have very little surf at Haleiwa. We do have a small little northwest running 2, maybe 3 feet up towards Sunset and Rocky Point, but not really getting in here at Haleiwa. So once again, no competition today. However, we have 5 days left in the waiting period. We need 3.5 to complete the event. Very optimistic that that swell at the latter part of the waiting period is going to kick up, and we'll see some excellent surfing here at Haleiwa.
Marty, I just want to ask a quick question. You know, obviously you were a former world tour yourself. What does it mean coming out here to Hawaii, especially being one of those surfers, being the first few rounds, you know, also always got to be on call with those morning calls, waiting to get underway. What does that do for the pressure for those young competitors?
Well, they're here, and they've been here for a week, and they are ready to go. I've seen several of them down here each day. Unfortunately, there hasn't been much action out here. They can't really warm up. So what they'll be doing is trying to find waves up towards Sunset Beach that are similar to Haleiwa. There's Camiland, there's Monster Mush, there's Pupakea. I'm sure they're tuning up their small boards. And as we all know, with Haleiwa, you have to be ready for anything from 2 to 12 feet. So all the surfers sort of know what to expect. They know it's kind of trending smaller. So they're anticipating smaller trend, and they're gearing up for the surf. But I'm sure they're a little anxious. Not as gut-wrenching as being the contest director, I'll tell you what, because it's pretty tough waking up each day knowing that, you know, you may not be able to go. So, but I'm pretty confident with this swell coming that we'll see some good surf to start and to finish this event.
Well, we hope better days for your mental capacity there, as you've been stressed to the limit, making those calls every morning. I know yesterday it was kind of borderline to go, and today was just a no-go.
Well, that's right, Shay. You know, we've seen some small surf getting into Haleiwa over the course of the 7 days, and we've been watching it very closely. There has been some, on occasion, some surf in the waist-high range, but just not consistent enough to sustain a full day or even a half day of competition. So we've walked away from that small surf, keeping a very close eye on this swell that's coming at the latter part of the waiting period. And I'm the forever optimist, and I'm confident that we'll get this event underway and some good surf and finish strong.
Yeah, there you go, Marty Thomas there, and what a tough job he has. He is the contest director, and 7 days so far of the lay day, but as mentioned, looks like we're going to kick underway on Sunday, first day of the Reef Hawaiian Pro. And we should see everybody get in the water, especially the first round, Shay. But I want to welcome everybody again for around the Hawaiian Islands. We are running live on Time Warner Cable and Channel 250, also in Southern California. And go on live and you can see us running live here all day. And obviously on the lay days, you're going to see a lot of replays from the Vans Triple Crown of Surfing of the events that's also been in the years past. Before we get into it, Shay, once again, we will look at those weather charts. We will go through and you can analyze them again and see where we're at. How about we look at it?
Yeah, it's been almost a week now. We've been anticipating this swell to come off the coast of Japan. And now that storm has actually made it and is sending swell our way. It's on the charts, and we're looking forward to a nice event to finish off here. I mean, you can see it right there on that chart, and there's that nice glob of red. We love those colors. Hopefully, you know, see later in the year more purple show up, but those pretty colors are what we come to see on the North Shore, and when we see that, we get excited for some good waves.
Yeah, it's pretty rare, isn't it, this time of the year to be, you know, being Hawaii, being out there in the middle of nowhere and just seeing, you know, that blue, very flat swell. And you kind of see this chart there. Shay, what does it mean, that little green lump, when it kind of comes up there?
Yeah, you can see that's their swell heights in our beautiful chart there. You even have the weather on there and the winds. We see a nice easterly direction, so we're going to have clean conditions here when the swell hits. And possibly, you know, one day it's going to peak here in overhead rights.
Well, hopefully we see some good stuff. So plenty more on the show today. Right now we're going to go into, and we're going to have a look at our event benefactor, and it's the North Shore Community Land Trust. We're going to touch on with Doug Cole, and he's going to break it down for us.
My name is Doug Cole, and I am the Executive Director of the North Shore Community Land Trust. The North Shore Community Land Trust is a nonprofit organization that's dedicated to promoting voluntary land conservation as a way of protecting the places and things that we love about the North Shore. I'm really excited this year to be the Reef Hawaiian Pro beneficiary. It'll help us a lot with our work to protect land out here because it'll build awareness of our role in protecting these places that we love out here on the North Shore. These are our bumper stickers that we put out. It says, "We love the country." And you know, I think when you think of the North Shore, you think of the country. And whether you're driving out from town or surfing out in the water, there's these moments where you just realize that you're surrounded by beauty. So for a lot of people, if they're driving out, you pass through Waihiwa or Schofield, and you hit these agricultural fields, and you're just looking out over the Pacific. And it's kind of a mind-blowing scene. For surfers, you get this other perspective of the North Shore and its beauty, and when you're out in the water and you're looking in, you're just panoramic views. You're surrounded by agricultural lands, impressive mountains. It's a really amazing experience, I think, just to be out in the water looking in at the landscapes. And so we like to think that our work in protecting these beautiful landscapes here on the land is of great value to all the people out there surfing in the water and taking in these views. We've enjoyed a tremendous amount of support from people within or connected to the surfing industry. On our board of directors, we have Poncho Sullivan, who's just been a real big advocate for protecting the environment here on the North Shore. Another big partner that we've had is Jack Johnson, who is out there surfing every day, and also he's on our advisory board and has supported us in too many ways to list. So we've had a lot of individuals help us out: Kelly Slater and Rochelle Ballard, Mark Cunningham, and then a lot of surf companies have gotten behind what we're doing. You know, Reef is supporting us this year through their Reef Hawaiian Pro as their beneficiary. Too many companies to list, you know, have shown us support over the years, and so we're really appreciative of that relationship and that friendship that we have with surfing. I think, like any beautiful place, probably the biggest threat to a lot of the landscapes around us is development. What a land trust tries to do is work with landowners before they come up with development plans for their property. And so that's one of the things I like most about our work, is that you're actually working with the landowners who are willing to conserve their land. To date, over 6,000 acres here on the North Shore have been protected through voluntary land conservation, not through the work of North Shore Community Land Trust only, but several conservation partners out there. And so it's a tremendously successful approach to protecting the natural areas that we appreciate and need out here. This is an aerial of the whole island of Oahu, and I think it's a real powerful image and very provocative. When you look at this, you see how much of our flat and gently sloped land that we've already developed on Oahu. And as we think about big issues like food security, growing the amount of food that we need to sustain ourselves here. Right now, Oahu imports 85% of its food. Quality of life, you know, having those places that we want to go to get away from the hustle and bustle of the city. There's not a whole lot left, and so we think that this mission area here that we have on the North Shore is extremely important. We have a lot of agricultural land here. We have two of the only stretches of wild coastline remaining out here at Canada Point, along Kahuku Point, and just tremendous views of the mountains, and it's a really, really special place.
Welcome back to the Green Room. We are at the Reef Hawaiian Pro, the first event of the Vans Triple Crown of Surfing presented by Rockstar Energy Drink. We got some great guests on the show today. PJ Connell from Reef, Tonino Benson from the Big Island, and of course the man who needs no introduction, Paul Fisher down the end. I'll start with you, PJ. Great stuff there on Doug Cole on the North Shore Community Land Trust. We had a great event at the Turtle Bay last night. Maybe you can talk a little bit about.
Yeah, so every year we come to Hawaii, and as a brand, you know, we make a footprint here and we try to make it as less as possible. And then also, you know, when we come here, we want to give back to the local communities and not just take, obviously. So we partnered with the North Shore Community Land Trust, which helps preserve the lands here, as you could see in that last clip. And we believe in them, and they believe in Reef. And last night was a good example of that. We had a silent auction of all kinds of cool memorabilia from, you know, the Triple Crown in the years past, and a good showing from the community, and raised some money for them, and also had a, you know, good live music with Joe Green from Surf and Sea, and just a lot of camaraderie, and having the Clash guys there to talk about their experiences was just a really fun night. It was good.
That's good stuff. And we talk about, you know, being a brand, and Reef always tries to eliminate our footprint. And you know, the crew that we got here, you guys went to a trip this year in Nicaragua, and Project Woo, it was the foundation you guys joined up with. Let's go and check out a little bit of a clip from the Project Woo in Nicaragua, and then we'll come back and break it down with the crew.
I know that days don't come back, please believe in me. And then my eyes just turn red, far as the light can see. I've been wasting most of my time living for the day when, like folks, we figured out how to make life stay. Loaded out my horn tent, crowned with eggs and seeds. To the fallen houses, rimmed with light and heat. I've been wasting most of my time living for the day when, like bugs, we figured out how to make life stay. I've been wasting most of my time living for the day when, like bugs, we figured out how to make life stay.
Some great images there from the lovely Nicaragua. PJ, Project Woo, tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so just like the North Shore Community Land Trust, we like to support other organizations that we think Reef affiliates with and speaks to our brand DNA and the areas that we want to give back. And Project Woo is one of those organizations that their main focus is ensuring that growing communities can really put back to the locals, so that when tourism comes there, they're set for it. So they're working on education, they're working on cleaning up the beaches, and then they're also working on getting them transportation so that they can get to and from school or work. And we're just one of the main beneficiaries to do that. And the other cool part is that not only do we help donate funding for that, but we bring our athletes down and we try to incorporate that into our team trips. So when we go everywhere around the world, and it's easy to just go have fun and take the fruits of the land, but in order to give back, I think that's pretty integral and a message that we need to send, and especially with the athletes. I mean, they're so inspirational to all the kids out there, and they believe in it, we believe in it, so it's a good way to go about team travel in the future.
Cool. Tonino, obviously, man, you've seen many center stage. You're a former national US champion. You're a US Open Pro Junior champion. A runner-up in the World Junior titles. I mean, the list could go on. What does it mean, mate, to go down there and spend some time with the kids and just get to know them a little better?
Probably just, like PJ said, giving more than you take, and just helping the youth. And there's so much talent, and everyone down there is really pure and innocent, all the kids. So I was really stoked to go down there.
And to see a couple of the young surfers, obviously, as you said, giving them the opportunity, they love surfing as much as you, but probably don't get as an opportunity as you do. What does it mean to just hang out with them and spend some time with them?
It's really inspiring. They're just raw talent, and yeah, it was just cool to go down there and see all that. Really inspiring, so.
Cool. And Fish, obviously, you had some good clips in there too, mate. We will see you joining Sean Moody doing the beaching interviews throughout the event, but just maybe break down Nicaragua a little bit with the bus and obviously working with the kids.
Yeah, pretty much when we go on trips for Reef, it's normally just about surfing, and PJ here said, can you come on this trip and help the kids down there? And when we got down there, I didn't really know what to expect, but we painted a bus for the kids, and like to see their faces just painting a bus for the community, it was super special for me, and it kind of gave us a bit of a teary eye when we were down there, and just taking them surfing, cleaning the beaches with them, just hanging out with the community. They loved it, and it was super special for me, and I really enjoyed that trip.
So obviously the community down there, obviously is quite a distance from the main road, and the only form of transportation, I believe, was, their 2 feet. Reef came down, we bought a truck. Maybe tell us a little bit about the truck, Tonino.
The truck that we cleaned up?
Yeah, the bus. Sorry,
yeah,
mate.
the bus, the school bus, yeah. It was in horrible shape, but we styled it all out and cleaned it up, totally repainted it, put a bunch of handprints on it, made it look sick, and everyone was helping. We were all together, the whole community, and it was really good.
And Fish, obviously the bus was a big help to the community, right? Because getting to that main road.
That's their only transport. Without that bus, they're walking, and I tell you what, there's some dirt roads there, and they've got a trail. So pretty much, yeah, that's their main source of transport, and you can fit 30, 40 people on that bus, and it's not just the kids that are on that bus, it's the whole community, people going out of town to work, and it was amazing to see everyone come together and do that.
And PJ, obviously, seeing the athletes there, what effect did it have on the young kids? Obviously, we work behind the scenes in the offices, but seeing the young surfers going down there, you can see the inspiration from those young lads.
Yeah, I mean, it's not only just the Groms that live there in Nicaragua, but the parents too, and they see, these guys that come from more of a privileged society, and to come down and to be a little bit selfless like they were to help out the community, and we're just trying to educate those communities on how to take on their own tourism, and if they don't know how to keep their beaches clean, or the education's not there and the transportation's not there, then they can't sustain it, and somebody else will come in from another country and do it, and they'll lose jobs, they won't benefit from the investments that go down there. So really, to see these guys do it and be their idols in the magazines and all that, the local surfers now probably have a bit more respect for where they live, and I think that was shown when they were down there. And also, if it were me and other guys couple in house, we wouldn't really be. I don't think we get too many photos out of that. So these guys help bring the surfing to life. So it's a good combination,
Yeah, definitely a high level of surfing there, and obviously, that makes it obviously very fun as well. Tonino Benson, obviously, here competing in the Reef Hawaiian Pro. We're going to have a couple of clips. You're going to see of Tonino competed here many times. Was a wild card here many years in the previous, but now obviously Tonino, you are in the lineup. what does it mean coming into the Triple Crown, mate? And obviously you want to have a big performance here.
It's really exciting, and I'm looking forward to this year. Last winter was really good, and this is my best time of my year, so I'm really excited.
Tell me a little bit, Tonino, about obviously a couple of clips from the last couple of years as we see online there. You know, coming to Hawaii, you've competed in many of the events here, obviously Sunset, you know, Haleiwa, and then what about in town as well through NSSA years? I mean, obviously now you're at centre stage. What would it mean to win at Haleiwa or say Sunset?
It's one of my goals for sure. It means so much, and I've done contests in town, the state championships, like numerous years, and just the North Shore is pretty much where I want to see myself for the rest of my life.
Now, Tonino, you obviously grew up on the Big Island, and I was talking to Sonny Garcia on yesterday's show. And what does it mean? You know, obviously the North Shore and Oahu is where it's at. You know, there's a lot of great waves on the islands that you guys are from, but you kind of got to come over. You got to put your time in out here. I mean, it is even hard. You know, it's not easy for just people coming in. But what does it mean to spend time in the lineup here on the North Shore?
It feels good just being in the lineup with everyone and just knowing that you could get the best wave of your life when it's good. So it's definitely like a really good, exciting feeling.
And what about focus? You know, where would your focus be in the lineup this year? Where is somewhere where you really want to be able to stand out?
I would just say pipeline. When the sand goes away and it starts getting good, that's where I see myself.
That's cool. And Fish, obviously, you know, you've competed here, obviously, many years, you know, coming to Hawaii. When you were doing the QS, now you're kind of doing the lifestyle personality side of it. What is it going to be like? You and Moody are going to team up down there and interview a couple of guys when they get out of the water?
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, this 6 weeks on the North Shore is probably my favourite time of the year. You get to see everyone that you haven't seen all year, and for me to like interview them all when they come out of the heats, hopefully winning. It's going to be amazing. I love, you know, rivaling them up, and I love this wave, watching it when it's on. Hopefully it turns on. It looks like a lake right now, but yeah, it's fun, you know. I love coming here and doing it.
What about your fellow co-host, Sean Moody? He's actually the wild card for the event as well. He's in the round of 64. Are you going to be a little bit of heckling there?
Nah, Sean's pretty funny with the mic, I reckon. He's a silent comedian, but don't tell him that because he knows it. But I think he'll be pretty good on the mic, so it'll be pretty fun to go heat for heat and see who comes up with the best stuff.
And he's actually a contender. I mean, you have to take Sean seriously. He was a finalist here that huge year back in, I think it was 2007.
When Roy Powers won the comp.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, Sean's backhand out here is amazing. I mean, he grew up here with Joel Sentay and all the boys, and he's a threat for sure. And, I mean, yeah, he's been surfing here all his life, so he's going to be going mad.
Alrighty there, so we're going to go to a little bit of a recap from the night of Aloha. PJ kind of broke it down there before. We did have a great night there last night from the event sponsored the Turtle Bay. We saw, what was there? We had silent auctions. You know, we gave away to the North Shore Community Land Cross. It was a great evening to be had. And as I said, when you get a chance, get down to the Turtle Bay, the Surfer Magazine bar there. It's had a whole new kind of remodel there, and it's a great place. As of right now, though, we are going to, I believe, go to a commercial break. Welcome back, guys, to the green room. We are at the Reef Hawaiian Pro, the first event of the Vans Triple Crown of Surfing, presented by Rockstar Energy Drink. There's plenty of fun festivities going on here on the North Shore, even though the waves are flat. We saw Fred Hemmings, the former Senator of Hawaii, here talk stories at the Surfer Magazine bar at the Turtle Bay. On November the 23rd, we have, I believe, talking stories with Clyde Ikow, the famous Ikow family. Obviously, brother was the legendary Eddie Ikow. We see the search and rescue going over the top there, and we're going to see that at the Surfer Bar next week. Right now we're going to go to the GoPro, clip of the day. We got young Kalani David. Check it out.
Hey, my name's Kalani David. I'm 13 years old. I live on North Shore of Oahu. I love to surf and skate.
Great stuff there from young Kalani David there, and obviously the GoPro, we talk about the amazing digital technology. I just wanted to also reiterate, we have the Dahui Beach Cleanup on Saturday the 19th, and it's between 8 till 4. So get down there, and obviously where you can, we want to make sure these beaches remain clean here in Hawaii and help out the Dahui crew of cleaning up. We're going to have a little recap right now. We were great to have Tonino Benson in here, young Hawaiian surfer from the Big Island, Paul Fisher, and of course PJ Connell from Reef. Tonino, I'll just a couple of questions. Obviously, it's Tonino on fish before we go. Tonino, how important is those first rounds to get through? We're looking like we're going to have some smaller conditions, some really tough conditions. What is the mental focus to go out there?
It's hard. You got to get your waves, and when it's like this, it's just about getting your waves pretty much. So that's what I'm going to be trying to do, and Mother Nature's trying. It's trying. So.
And what about you, Fish? Obviously, from the outside, how important is equipment, with these pro surfers starting in that first round? 7 days already with no contest, you're kind of chomping at the bit to get out there. What does it mean to be down there and focusing on the conditions?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, there's guys that are on the bubble right now all ready to qualify. Like, we've got one reef rider, Tiago Camarao, and just watching him at home, he's just frothing out, every day. He's like, I just need to surf the heat. So, these guys come down here, they come to the North Shore, to qualify. This is what they want to do. They want to win the money, they want to win the comp, they want to win the prestige, and I mean, this is the best place to do it. So what they do is they get the best boards, they get the best people around them, and hopefully the best waves come to them and they do their job.
Yeah, and just actually one more question to you, Tonino. What does it mean? Obviously, you're heavily involved with the tour right now. The mid-year cut-off and at the end of the year cut-off. What does that mean through your calendar year of just focusing, knowing that you probably have 2 chances to make the world tour?
It's just you just got to be really focused and just surround yourself with good people and have really, really good boards.
There you go, Tonino Benson there, you're very, very young talent. PJ Connell, thanks for coming in and breaking down the many charities that Reef support. Guys, that is it from day 7 here at the Reef Hawaiian Pro. We'll be back for day 8, and as we said, hopefully Sunday will be the day we can kick off the action. Thanks for joining us.
Triple Crown of Surfing, presented by Rockstar Energy Drink. The Reef Hawaiian Pro from Haleiwa Zali'i Beach Park is brought to you by Nixon, GoPro, Cliff Bar, Surfline, Flowwater, State Farm, Roadrunner, Surfing Magazine, Hawaiian Airlines, Turtle Bay Resort, Climb On Products, Wavejet Propulsion, JN Automotive Group, Hawaii Tourism Authority, Skull Candy, Supreme Sound, Oceanic Time Warner Cable, and sanctioned by ASP Hawaii.